guys, welcome back with a new Minus Gaming Math Nature video. Why did I say it like that? The decorations are down. I don't know when we're gonna decorate again. Like what the next? I don't know why I tell you guys. So I apologize for not posting last week. It honestly just wasn't. I was just lazy. I started like a full-time job, and well, it's just I just really bad at But so we have 75 movies altogether of like 2024 movies I have watched this year. That is 18 more movies I watched than last year. I was in a roll this year. And then I have watched altogether 200 films this year, like rewatches. That's a lot, honestly. That's just my letterbox. And honestly, I feel like I've missed some. Like, I just probably forgot some. So, first, we're going to talk about the DNFs. There's 4 DNFs. Because first, I just honestly, like this year, like, because, like, like usually, like, New Year's Eve, I'm just like, I'm going to watch movies and, like, funny. And this year, I was like, I just don't really feel like it. So I got, like, time into these and was like, I just don't. So the first DNF we have is Late Night with the Devil. I already told you guys I didn't know if I was going to watch this because it's, like, not my type of horror. I think I like half an hour into it, and I was like, it wasn't even, like, the devil stuff I didn't like. It was just boring. And yeah, so yeah. Then we got Baghead. This basically it's basically about a girl and she inherits her like dad's thing. It's boring too. I got like 10 minutes into it and was like, I'm not wasting my time. Because I finally decided I'm not wasting my time forcing myself to watch movies just to have movies on my 2024 watch list. I felt like what the movies I had was enough. And I have Elevation. This is a new one. And honestly, I feel like these like monster creature movies just weren't for me. And I kind of got like 10, 20 minutes into it. And like I like skipped around into it. And like none of it just seemed interesting. And I just also wasn't in the mood. But yeah. And then he has Red Rooms. This is like a 2023, 2020. Like it says 2023, like for like, because it's like a full movie, but like like it came like to America. And I've heard good things about it. And it's like a full movie. And it's like it sounded good. And I was like intrigued enough because it's about like this guy and he like was on like the dark web or something. And it was like kind of like I guess like um court scenes of that. And I was like interested enough to like know like if he was found guilty or innocent. So I did skip. I got like 40 minutes into it. But yeah, that's my DNFs. And then we have the worst movie of the year, which I'm probably gonna get like banned from horror. But honestly, we have 43 movies of 2024 horror. Yeah. The first movie of this year is Strange Darling. Why people said this was good is beyond me. It was horrible. I like what they did about like it being in like different chapters and like them telling the chapters like going from like chapter 6 to chapter 3. Like I like how it did that. But I didn't care about the story and I kind of guessed where it was gonna go. Um and I hated every second of it. And I wish and the only reason I didn't quit it is because I like this. I feel like I heard this has a twist. This twist better be good. The twist did not make up for it, and it was horrible. And yeah, The Bee and the Mouse Shop. This movie is basically Mickey Mouse, but it's not like it's not like Steamboat Willie type. It's like a different one. But basically, it's like this girl and she's looking at an arcade, and like her friends like surprise of her birthday party, and like it's like Mickey Mouse. But like it's like a fun type of bad. Like if you watch it with someone, you can have enough fun with it that it's not horrible. And that's what makes Better Than Strange Darling because I had fun with it. So yeah. I mean if he sees you when you're sleeping. It's another Santa Claus movie. Basically some Santa Claus murders his Sky families and years later he moves back to the home. It's like an average movie. Yeah. And with the image of you, this is more like a thriller. And I didn't really know if I should put thrillers or not on this, but I was like, you know what? Thriller for me counts as horror, and I feel like it'd be really hard to like. For me, because I know like my 2023, like my non-horror, I feel like it'd be really hard to put like a thriller against like Moana, so that's why thriller is in here too. But the image of you is based off a book, And basically we have um this girl, and she gets this man, and she's a twin, and that basically is it. And it was like okay, but then like there's like a thing at the end where it has like 20 twists, and it just gets annoying. And yeah. Then we have Founders Day. This came out in January. It's not one of those things where it says like it's 2023, but then like it also says 2024. I'm counting it, but it's like I love whodunits. So like even though I heard bad things about it, I was like, it's a whodunit, and I love those. Like those have like a so I think it couldn't be that bad. It was that bad. But it's like there's gonna be a new election, and it says it was fine. Not bad. I wouldn't waste your time with it, but yeah. And we have Mr. Crockett. Everyone loves this movie. I did not get the hype, but also like, is it my type of movie? It's like a Halloween type movie, but it's like this guy. I thought he can be like he can become like a new villain. Basically, if you're a bad parent, he's gonna take your kid and put him in the screen, and yeah. And then we have Don't Move. This is a Netflix movie, and basically it's about this girl, and she kind of gets like paralyzed and kidnapped. I don't know how to explain it. It's okay. It's slow, but like it's kind of interesting. And then we have Last Straw. This one is like one of those things. It's 2023, but it's also 2024. I don't know. I'm counting it. I keep saying the same thing, but like, yeah. But it's basically this girl, and she's like waitressing alone at night, and these people come in, and they terrorize her. It does something at the end that usually I do like when movies do that, but it's just for this time I didn't, and I hated the main character that I just didn't really care what happened to her, and yeah, the movie just wasn't good. And I have Oddity. Again, these movies are not for me, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna watch it. Um, this girl, her sister dies, and she's like a blind medium, and she tries to like figure out what happened to her sister. It's okay. I don't hate it. It just isn't my type of movie. Yeah, Cinderella's Revenge. It's basically the story of Cinderella, but she becomes a girl and gets revenge. The one thing I hated about it is it had like all of this talk about sexual assault. Like I don't remember there being anything in it, just how this talk. And I really wanted the stepsister and the stepmom to die, and that's what we got. So I didn't hate it. It was. I mean, it's a bad movie, like clearly, but yeah. I need chapstick. Hold on, one moment, please. The Being in a Violent Nature. This one I got like people said it was like really bad, and it's like slow. But I kind of liked how it was. It kind of felt like a video game, how you're like following the killer. And I thought that was cool. You don't really have to pay much attention to it. I colored when I watched it. It just had a really cool kill. And I guess like I don't know, like maybe it's slow. But I like what they did when you follow the killer. And you have Subservience. This is like an AI Megan Fox film. Basically what Megan wanted to be. Basically this dad, the guy who plays him is so hot. Really sad TikTok is gone. Because now I can't watch edits of him, but I have saved them in my phone. What's his name? Oh yeah. So then his wife is sick, and he's helping taking care of his two kids. So he gets Megan, who's like a maid, and of course she falls in love with him. And there may or may not be a robot sex scene, but you know the guy was hot, so I didn't really mind. Um, yeah. Then we have the creep tapes. This is a show, clearly. So I love like the creep, like they're fine. Like I don't like not like my favorite movies, but like they're good. Honestly, it's like the first like found footage movies I've watched. And when I heard like the creep was like getting a show, I was like finally like you know like I was kind of like I hate to say it, like I was honestly really disappointed in this. Also it's hard to like rate a show, but it's like a 6 out of 10. But like it just felt like the same episode over and over again. Like it was him like taking on a different persona, which it was cool seeing him like Joseph, which it really isn't his name, but taking on a different character and like killing people. But it was just like I was watching the same thing over and over again. I kind of wish they did something else. But yeah, and then we have the the Watchers. This is I'm not sure Shyamalan's daughter, her director, is that directorial? That's a word, right? Debut. Basically, they go into this forest and they can't leave, and it's little things. And honestly, it was better than I expected it to be. I think it's like based off a book. I think it has Dakota Fanning. I know her from Twilight. It's not bad. And then we have No Way Up. So I watched this before I went onto a plane because it's basically about people going on a plane and they crash land into an ocean and there's a shark. There really wasn't. My only issue is like there really wasn't a lot of shark stuff. So like I don't know why it was like more of them trying to figure out how to get off the plane. So I wish there was more shark. Anyways, then we have The Crow. So I wasn't gonna watch this, but then next I talk, of course, made an episode, and I was like, well, it sounds good, so I have to watch it. Couldn't know what was gonna happen because I listened to a spoiler episode. I watched the original and I watched the remake. I was not a Crow fan, and I was disappointed and upset. So I can't even imagine what the diehard Crow fans feel. I can't. Like it wasn't even a Crow movie. It was just a love story, and in the last 10 minutes, a Crow movie. So this basically is kind of like a disappointment. Um, I mean, at least it did better than like what Wrong Turn did because at least the Crow added some of the Crow in it. Wrong Turn never ever had Wrong Turn, and no, I'm never gonna let that go. Just letting you guys know. It just wasn't. It was fine. Um, yeah. During the last breath, I don't know why. Oh yes, I do because it's another shark movie, and the only reason it is above No Way Up is because it was categorized as a shark movie, and it was a shark movie. It was horrible though. They dive down to find treasure, and it was sharks. I don't remember anything else about it except there was a really hot guy. That's basically it. And then we have Night Swim. It was the first movie I actually watched in January. I actually have not watched any movies. Yeah. Night Swim. I feel like this should have been like, because I understand like January is kind of like the graveyard for horror movies. I feel like this would have been better if it was like a summer movie. Basically, it's just a haunted swimming pool, but it's a Blumhouse movie, so maybe if someone other than Blumhouse did it. And it was like originally a short story. It was okay. Eh. The Man of Salem's Lot. This is Stephen King. So I'm a horror fan, but honestly, I don't like care much of Stephen King. Like I'm like don't shoot me, but like Carrie and like It are probably like the only Stephen King adaptations I really like care for. The rest, like I don't care that much. So I apologize. Well, actually, it wasn't a break. It was just I got a call and I had to go do things. But we're back, and so is TikTok. Anyways, things will be different. So again, I wasn't planning. I never know about this movie honestly, and then Scare Talk, the best podcast out there. Tell me about it. Ignore my dot. So then we have basically this brother and sister. They rob something, and they decide they go back in time, and they want to like wait it out, and they like want to go back, and I guess they can't. It's confusing. I didn't get confused because I listened to a spoiler episode and I knew what was gonna happen. But yeah, we have Stream. I've been this movie for years just because like David Hathaway kind of talked about it. David Hathaway's in it, like the clown. Also, he like did like the I think special effects for it. See my sock. It was okay. The kills are good. I just like the acting isn't good, and it just was like it was. I thought it would be better, and maybe I just had way too many high expectations for it. But yeah, then we have Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. I was never a fan of the first one. Yeah, I watched the first one, fell asleep. That's as far as I got. And then what happened was Jenna Ortega's in it, and I'm a slut for Jenna Ortega, so that's why I watched it. That's why I didn't DNF it. But then like it did get good. Near like half of it, it did get good. So yeah, and we have Alien Romulus. Again, I wasn't gonna watch this, and then I went on a date and we watched it. It actually wasn't bad. I don't like sci-fi movies, but like this wasn't bad, as I said. I tried to watch the first Alien. Like I wanted to watch the first two before I watched this one. I got like an hour in the first one and called it quits. But this was good. And then we have Heretic. I didn't really know about like I didn't know like how religious it was gonna get with it, but like this actually did well with it. It would make you like really think, and it didn't like try to make you think like one way. Like if you're a Christian, you weren't gonna like not be a Christian. If you're an atheist, you're still gonna be an atheist. But I kind of like they did that. I didn't actually talk to you these movies about, but it's just basically like two girls, Mormons, and I think like this guy traps them, And then we have The Substance. This movie I actually won a Golden Globe. Well, actually, Demi Moore won a Golden Globe, which I'm proud of it. Like, it's really cool that Nicole is getting like recognition, but it's basically like it's really cool just because like she's like aging, and she takes a substance and it's like good body horror and it's like really good. I think the last 20 minutes kind of like ruins it for me, but yeah. And it's time cut. Um, so I'm switching time cut and substance. I actually like the substance better. Just cause time cut, like just like the whole like it was basically 20 killer, but like worse. And it like wasn't really horror. And it's just like a girl goes back in time to the 2000s to basically save her sister, and then like the ending just makes no sense. And then we have Smile 2. I liked it better than Smile 1. I liked how they did like Sky Valley, and like some of the songs I actually have in my playlist, like they're really good songs. And I kind of like they did like a pop singer. I kind of know like how it was gonna end, like it's a pop singer, but yeah. And then we have Humane. This one, my friend possessed by horror, Kenzie, she told me about it, and it's basically just like the less you know, the better it is. But um, yeah, it's really just like how far your family would go, and it's kind of just about inhumane people. Yeah. And then we have It's Me Billy Chapter 2. I would recommend, if you haven't seen Billy Chapter 1, the fan films on YouTube, so I watch it for free. I'd watch like Chapter 1 and then like Chapter 2 together. And it's really good. It's just like takes years after like the original and has like the, I think, the granddaughter of the girl. And it's really cool. Um, if you're fans of like the Black Christmas movies, you would like them. I liked it. Yeah, and I'm gonna Speak No Evil. So I never really I actually just only watched the original because I heard like this one was coming out. And I really like the guy who played the psycho dad in this. Like I thought he did like a really good job. I think it's James McAvoy. Basically, it's just kind of like people who kind of like let people do stuff to them. I don't know how to explain like what type of people. And they meet on a vacation. They just it's good. I like what they did in the third act. Like a lot of it is like kind of copy and paste. And it's like different things, but I like what they did. So yeah. And we have Lisa Frankenstein. So I started watching this, and then I was like, "This is stupid," and I stopped it. And then I started seeing like clips of it on TikTok. It's like, actually, I'm gonna give it a chance. And like, then like after I got like away, like after I like kind of like ignored the weird stuff, it's really good. And I really like the girl who plays Lisa, but it's like a good like Valentine's Day movie. Um, it's fun. Yeah. This is Strangers Chapter 1. People didn't like it. It's like the Strangers, and of course like they have to like remake it because it's supposed to be like a trilogy. And I do have like I hope we get like the part two sometime this year. I hope like it didn't do so bad, like we're never gonna get them. And but like I also feel like the best part of Strangers that we don't know who they are. But I liked what they did. Like it was okay. I made me want a Big Mac. But I always want a Big Mac, in case you can't tell. Let me a Chap. And then this, because people don't like. I liked it. I like what they did with it. People like, oh, would tell what's his face was like making a concert film for his daughter, but they weren't like full length songs. It was like a concert film, so of course there's gonna be like songs, and I like what they did. I mean, it was kind of cool. Like we knew that he was a killer. Honestly, I think I'd watch it again, and it was a cool thing. And a lot of like M Night Shyamalan movies are hit or miss, but yeah. And I have It's What's Inside. It's a Netflix film. I didn't think I'd like it, but I did. A lot of these like are kind of yeah. Um, I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm thinking. And then It's What's Inside. Netflix. These people go to kind of like last night before I think his wedding, and basically they play a game. Um, the least you know the better. They like switch the minds. I don't know how to explain it. It's really cool. The ending is kind of crazy. It's fun. Yeah. And then we have Woman of the Hour. So this is, if you look up the dating game killer, he's like an actual killer. And like, I forgot her name. She's in a lot of movies. Jessica and Twilight, or the girl in Pitch Perfect. But she directed it. But it's also kind of just like, it does like very well of like talking about the victims and making it like a story of the victims. And it doesn't like have, it's not very heavy on the actual kills, and it doesn't like focus on the actual killer. And it is like this one scene what does well about how she has a gut feeling about the guy, and it does like I think it just does really well at capturing it. And it's such a good movie. Like if you're a true crime junkie like I am, this would be a film for you. Um, yeah. And then we have my, my friends are dead. Hashtag AMFAD. This is a fun movie. Um, Jojo Siwa's in it, like really short, but it's just like they go to a cabin, not like an Airbnb, and there's like something killing. Like they choose like what kind of like seven deadly sin they are, like they die off of it. And I love them. Like there's like a movie based off seven deadly sins for some reason. It's like my favorite thing. And it's stupid. It's very Gen Z. So and I'm like I'm Gen Z, so of course it's like it's stupid. But it's fun and yeah. And then with my top 10, I really gotta get better at telling you guys what my top 10. Oh no, why not? Oh my gosh, I forgot. I forgot two movies. How did I forget two movies? I'm doing so bad here. Okay, so we're gonna ignore It's What's Inside. So after Trap, we have Longlegs. This movie, if you've seen Silence of the Lambs, I've not seen them. It's very reminiscent of that, and basically it's just it's like a detective movie. It's like a killer. It's very good, very slow. I saw it in theaters. Kind of a bad experience. My first bad experience. It was fun. It makes you think. I actually thought about it a lot, and technically, it's not really my type of movie, especially if like the religious. Because there's more like religious stuff in it than I expected, but I liked it, and yeah. Yeah. And now you have Talos. People didn't like this movie, and I had fun with it. I kind of liked the whole aspect. This was because this was supposed to be called Horoscope with Talo, and people said it's like stupid, and you see a lot of the stuff. But it's like they read tarot cards and they die based off like the tarot card. But it was like kind of cool, like learning about like the tarot readings, and I don't know, like it was like I had fun. Let's see. My top 10 started at Long Leg in 39th place out of 43. So it's like good, like 39 out of 43. Um, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Really funny considering that it's just on like my top list last year, and now it's in my top 10. It really is my fifth, my top 5 actually. I've seen it twice. Actually, if you think about it, I've seen it twice. It's fun. I saw it in theaters. I was like, it was actually my first time going to the theaters. And I was like, I kind of want to go to the theaters. Was like, it's something good. And then Scared Talk was talking about good at it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go watch it, and I did. And it was fun. Like they didn't take themselves serious. They had more fun with it. It was good. And what they did is they like ignored what happened in the first film, which is what they should have done. And yeah, and yeah, it was good. And the Pooniverse is I can't wait to watch the new Peter Pan. Sadly, it wasn't in my theater, so I have to wait for streaming. Then we have Lover, Stalker, Killer. This is a documentary series on Netflix. I don't know how many episodes it is. It's very good. It basically is about this guy, and he basically does like this online dating thing, and it's actually like it's a documentary because it's real. Um, and basically what happens is he dates this girl, and like they break up, and then I think he like dates this other girl, and like the ex is like stalker and creepy, and like so it's like stalking like his new girlfriend, and it's just very crazy and a lot of stuff happening. I was in like a documentary true crime series hit thing. I like friend online and we talked about it. Anyways, it was good. Very crazy. It's also better when like you have to have other people and you can like be like, oh my gosh, like what the heck? And a lot of what the hecks in this show. And then my top 3, Abigail. This movie, so good. Like it's Abigail, and basically they kidnap a girl, hold her for ransom, and she turns out to be a vampire. Like I think like a lot like the movie is like oh no, what's happening, and it kind of like you would make it seem like you're not supposed to know, like the viewer's not supposed to know she's a vampire. But then a lot of the advertisement is that she is one, so like the movie would have been better if she wasn't. But like it's a fun movie. I had fun. It also is like in the Ready or Not universe. So if you've seen that movie, you will like this. But yeah. And then we have Maxxxine. I have it on DVD. It's actually in my closet, but I don't like getting up and doing it. Um, you guys know I love it. It's my favorite out of the X trilogy. It's Maxxine, my girl. I was her for Halloween. Like, she goes to LA. It's a true crime. There's a killer. I've seen it twice. I love Christmas, of course. I had to see it. Um, yeah, it's just really good. People they're like, I get like some reason why people don't like it. But I loved it. And of course, my favorite film of the year. I want you guys to take a guess. Terrifier 3. I feel like I feel like we all knew. Like when we saw that Terrifier 3 was gonna be like in 2024. And if you guys know anything about me, you guys been like that's gonna be Caitlin's number one. Um, I want to. I'd put it as my number one in 2022. It's just like it's so like it's Arthur Clown's my man, and like, he can just do no wrong. I think given that there was like some like blasphemy, but like given that it's a horror movie and compared to like what other movies have done, it wasn't bad, and I get why they done it. I'm not upset, and it's my favorite in the trilogy. Like I just rewatched number two and number three with my sister. I was like, yeah, like three better. It's just so good. Like it's Christmas time. I love a Christmas horror. Or the clown. It's 5 years after Sienna is dealing with it, and it's like so well of dealing with how Sienna and yesterday. How did I forget her brother's name? I just watched it yesterday. I don't remember her brother's name, but you know what I mean. Like how they deal with like the aftermath and PTSD. Like it's just so good. I've seen it 4 times since it came out. Given it's coming out October, I saw it the day like the pre-release in theaters alone, and I've seen it 4 times since then. Maybe three. It's four. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me guys know your best and worst of 2024 horror, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Toodles, bye, love you.